Hello there, everybody. Welcome to the August 29th edition of Tuesday with Todd. I was about to say morning mindset because I've gotten so used to that. Tuesday with Todd, here it is. We do this, try and do this every Tuesday, 5 p.m. And we kind of mix it up. You know, we get informative on the business side of it. We're working on some AI side of stuff, some marketing side of stuff, some equipment side of things, material side of things. And that's what tonight happens to be about, is material side of things. We're going to talk all things HTV because, believe it or not, HTV is not dead. I don't care what anybody says. HTV is not dead, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight. A couple of things that we're going to go over are, the different types of HTV or heat transfer vinyl, in case you're not familiar with it. Some reasons that you would still use it and why HTV is alive and kicking. Some ideal situations for using heat transfer vinyl. The equipment that you need for it, because surprisingly enough, did you know that you do not need a vinyl cutter to use HTV transfers? So we're going to talk about that. A couple of case studies that I found on it, and then, some Q&A that we're going to answer throughout of it. So hopefully everybody takes something away from this. If you are using HTV, let me know in the comments. But before that, I want to know who you are. So if you're here, let me know who you are, where you're from, what the weather's like in your area, and what's in your cup. Hey, it is it's like 85, 88. It's 80-something degrees. We got the White Monster. That's how we're rolling today. But I need your input. Are you using HTV? What's your favorite brand? What's your favorite style? What do you use HTV for? This is a community-based effort. Together, we are going to help everybody. That includes you. So you know more than what you lead on to believe. I know that. So those are the things that we are going to talk about today. So, there is all kinds of fun and exciting things. So let's check in. We'll see how everybody is doing this afternoon. Darren, good afternoon to you. Got my email. Sweet. You're on duty, so I'll check the list. Yeah, because I remember you saying 41, 42, and then I looked, and I was like, I'm coming up with a different number, and then it was way off. And I think I'm just missing a folder or something because, that's why I sent you all the ones that I have so that way you can see what's missing, but we'll get that all squared away. Chuck, good evening to you. It's 82 with the wind and rain to begin. How are you doing down there? I know hurricane is headed in there to Florida. How are you doing there, Chuck? Hopefully everything is good to go there because this isn't your first rodeo before. Renee, greetings to you. It was great talking to you today. 80 from breezy Chicagoland, listening in the car and water in the bottle. Very nice. Barb, good afternoon to you from north central Minnesota. We're to 74, partly cloudy, nice breeze, water in the cup. FU, Facebook user. So, hey, Facebook and Stringer don't always play nice. So when that happens, you become FU, Facebook user. The way that we can help prevent that is if you head over to fatdadlive.com. What is that? That gets you into our YouTube channel. And while you're there, go ahead, like, subscribe, turn on the notifications, and when we go live, you'll be notified. Most importantly, we will be able to see who you are. Where did we leave off at? It's kind of rolled through there for it. Good morning from Australia. Hey, that's this is the first time we've had somebody from down under stopping by to say good morning. So good morning to you as well, where it is still 5 p.m. Central Standard Time here in the U.S. Rye, what up? Good afternoon to you. Brian, hello, my friend to you. How are you doing today? T-Town, hello to you. Where it is 78 there degrees. Ohio, here at dance with my youngest daughter. Well, that's always nice. Hi, I'm Rye Beats. I'm a monster drinker. Rye only drinks White Monster. It's kind of I'm not going to say he's a racist or anything, but he'll only drink the White Monster. Me, I'm an equal opportunity monster. Pink can, blue can, white can, black can. I love all the cans. I'm just saying. You sell HTV, Thermalflex, Polytape. Very nice. So we've got a couple different brands that we've used. We sell StarCraft. Our main ones that we use are StarCraft, Thermalflex. Yeah, Thermalflex and Caesar. Where did Caesar thing go? So I'm going to give you some recommendations on things to do with that because it does help out on a lot of it for it. Lori, good afternoon. You are to 79 there in Cali. And T-Town got his DTF transfers today. Thanks again. Thanks once again. If nobody knows what T-Town's talking about, on Thursdays, we do DTF transfer giveaways because we drop new bundles and we give stuff away. T-Town won last week. Yeah. So you won the fall bundle, right? Yeah. Or McGurd. That's what you won. You won that bundle. So yeah. Neil, my friend from Minnesota. Where's Eddie? He's headed to a softball tournament. And Barb, she uses HTV mainly for spirit wear. I also use it for embroidery. Barb, how do you use it for embroidery? Let me know some more information on that. Wilbert, good evening, Will. In Nashville, Thermoflex tried the Cricut for the first time this weekend. I like it. I use whatever the job calls for. Very, very nice. Well, hopefully we can expand your knowledge on HTV today. Very funny, Rye. You were in a monster support group. Yes, yes, he is. Alex, good afternoon to you in Newport. Crappy and cloudy and 69, dude. Look at that. Barb received her sample pack from for the tattoo sample pack. Very nice. Awesome. I love it. Right, Chuck? Here we go. Chuck should be relatively light here, well off the coast here. Good to know. Good to know. You used to play StarCraft. That was Star Fox, wasn't it? StarCraft? No, StarCraft was a game. Star Fox was a game as well. Brian, Caesar Glitter HTV and Brightline GFX Turbo HTV. Very, very nice. Alex, great question. Do they make HTV that has a better feel? A lot of it is going to come down to personal preference. What you can do is you can get some of the guides and go through and see how thin they are for microns. I think the StarCraft stuff is really thin on some of it. A lot of it comes on the colors, not so much the feel, because certain ones have certain colors. So we're going to talk about ways that we do that here, because and we'll get into it all. But yes, there is a way on there. Barb says the brand that she mostly uses is Stahl, Easy Weed, and Glitter Flake. Darren says, I just got an order for 6 shirts. Simple 2-color front, seniors 2024 on the back. Pricing out, and HTV sounds best. Yeah. And that's the thing. We're going to talk about where it fits into all of that. Renee uses the Caesar and T-Town. I used HTV glitter today for cheer uniforms. I'm telling you, it's not. So I'm telling you, it's not going away. And Barb says, Glitter Flake in embroidery, making large letters in numbers. That's a great thing, because Barb, I go, if you get it, so let's get started with HTV, right? Does everybody know what it is? If not, we're just gonna, it's a vinyl material. It's rolled on, comes in rolls. You can cut it with a vinyl cutter. You cut it by hand. I've done that, worst case scenario, but you can do some things like that with it. As far as for us, reasons that I believe HTV is alive and kicking and not dead. It's cost effective, right? It comes down to the design, but HTV does offer that cost effective design for those smaller orders. Quick turnaround. You have the stuff on hand, and that's why I always ask people their colors. Like for us locally here, everybody should have black and white HTV, right? That's a given. And then go with your popular colors in the area, your school colors. So for us, maroon, red, gold, black, green, orange, white, purple, gold. Those are our main ones that we can use around here. But if we just need something quick, we are able to do it like that, especially if you don't have access to a white toner printer, or you have access to a DTF printer and you need something quick, you can do it with that. The versatility of it, it can be used on various materials. It's just not for cotton. You can use it on a lot. There's specialty ones that you can use for it. It does have that low entry barrier to get in. Doesn't take a whole lot to get into this side of things on that, right? When you look at it, and we'll go through equipment, at the core of it, you need some software, you need a cutter, you need a press. You can use something like the Solo. You can buy the Solo cutter, and that comes with software. You can buy the Cameo. Cameo down there. That comes with software. You can buy the like the GraphTech comes with cutting software. Does it come with design software? I don't know. Use it through Corel, but you do there. So there's not a high cost to get into it. The finish on it, I believe that HTV has a high quality finish. Properly done HTV, right? It looks good. And for anybody that says it doesn't, then maybe they didn't have it done right. When it is done right, it'll outlast a shirt. Will it and can it crack? Yeah, it can. But the same thing can be said about screen printed transfers or screen printing DTF. But the only thing that I can't say that about is sublimation, because it won't crack. But to be there, it will outlast the garment. You can hit those real niche markets on it, right? So, sportswear, where you need kind of the textured things with it. Glitter. That's where I believe that one of the reasons that HTV won't go away is because of glitter, specialty materials, things like that. And personalization. That's the number one reason that I feel that HTV will never go away. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but would you agree or disagree with that? Name and number drops, huge market for it. And that's where, I don't ever see it going away. And it is, when you look at how trends have come and gone, HTV's been around for a long time. It's lasted through a lot of things. So it doesn't make sense to kick it by the curb on it, right? At least for me, I don't believe that. I don't believe it. So let's go through. What do you want to start with? Like the different types of HTV. How do we want to go with that? Let's go through kind of some different types. And this is, let's see, what am I missing? Let's get in here. Glitter fake embroidery, make fly. Yeah, we got that. Let's see. I use it for applique on them. Very, very nice. Rachel, hello from Fresno. And 96 with a high 98. Very nice. And Barb said HTV products are improving all the time. That is correct. T. John said, I posted a reel and story today with the machine running, taking some advice to post more. Absolutely. Get after it. It will always be hard to beat the opacity of. Listen, I'm not a linguist or a speller or any of that, but you got that right. The opacity of white. And Truck totally agrees. Okay, so here's something I suggest to do. Whoever you're purchasing your vinyl from, so like right here in front of me, because I was going through looking at stuff today, is specialty materials, right? Specialty materials. This is one of the things that we use. And why? Get this color guide. If you're at a show, go ahead and order it. If you're at or already ordering stuff, see what you can get it. And why? Because if you have never seen one of these, this, I want to see if I can do it this way, is all the different material and things that you can get from specialties, and it's all HTV. So whether it is their Thermal Effects Plus, which is available in multiple colors, the Thermal Effects Plus that it also has these kind of specialty ones. So I'm going to try and get in here where you can see kind of the metallic colors, the glitter, the flat glitter that goes along with it. You can get into, let's get in right here, to the extra. There it is. And now when you get into the extra, here's your basic colors on that. These are great for nylon, leather, other heat-sensitive surfaces. It's durable. It has a really soft hand, and it has a really strong grip. So you don't have to worry about it so much with the jerseys and things like that. The other one is the Turbo. The Turbo is a nice one that works for it too. This one doesn't encourage the dye migration, since it does have such a low heat and press time. Because this presses, I think, 270. 270. Let me look and see. 270 is what this presses at there. When you go through more options of it, let's see. They do have the subtly block ones, so you can see the difference, white on the red, and they have a limited color supply on that. Where you really start getting into it, though, is like here. Here's another specialty thing: flock. Flock can be hit or miss depending on your market, but flock is a good product to have. And there's a couple different variations of it. But here's one. This is what I said. I was asking Barb, is embroidery glitter. Now, I've never used that, but is that what you're talking about, Barb? Where it's used for, it says the applications are, this can be sublimated on, and it's similar to the Glitter Flex Ultra used to embroider machines. So I have never done that. I don't know. So maybe that's something that Barb can help us out with, or if anybody else that's embroidering that does it, if you're able to do it on there. The Glitter Flex Ultra. I mean, come on, look at some of that. And this is why getting these catalogs help, because it's so hard to see this. Like when you look at the screen, you're not able to see that. When you're just able to see pictures, you're not able to see things like that. So being able to get that specialty material, being able to feel it, being able to see it. Now, this is something that we've used quite a bit over the years to give that football look, to give that jersey look, is they have the perf. So on this, we'll use the white a lot on maroon, and it'll create the perf. So, it creates designs like that. But the perf is something that's awesome to use. Totally gives it that varsity look on things. And, you're just cutting it like normal. Nothing really big there. Now, something that isn't so big anymore because of DTF, but it still comes in there, is they have like the fashion prints. So the vinyl that's already printed. One of the cool things that they have is, I'm going to see if I can show you down here, is these three right here. And you can see where it says basketball, brown leather, and red leather. They actually feel like basketball. Let's see if we can get the texture in there. You can see the texture in it. See the texture in the brown leather in that. So it does have a textured feel to it. So it's pretty sweet on that. Very, a specialty thing with it. Let's see. Then they have these other things where, like a carbon fiber red, specialty materials on it. A red marble. They have these sweet films, right? Make sure this is right. Yeah. Oh, exclusive. The brilliance can be sublimated on. So these can be sublimated on, and there's more film brilliance on it there. We can also get into the soft metallics. Pretty sweet on it because, there are a ton of different options for things like that. And the soft metallics feel really, really nice. Let's see. The sparkle is kind of the same way. And, that stuff you're just not seeing when you just take a picture on a thing. That's why getting these books are so important. But your mind can run with all of the different options of things that you're able to use with this. I'm seeing if I'm missing anything else in here. Maybe reflection decoration. So yeah, there are some reflective ones too. So there's all your reflection options too. So those are always awesome. We do that more on the construction side of things, the worker side of things, and let's do more of it at Halloween. But like I said, getting one of these, it's like the Bible of HTV for special materials. Get one of those. Now on the Caesar side of things, like I said, Wheeze. These are two ones that we use the most, is the Caesar and the specialty. So we'll go through that. I'm going to make sure, because I also have a permanent one in here. So when you order this catalog from Caesar or for your vendor, it comes this nice catalog here. And with them, all of their stuff, it's right in there when you open it up. So we can take out the PSV one because that's for like sticker vinyl, right? But then you have on the easy one. So you can see the charts, you can see the different ones on here. So you have all your basic colors. But on the specialty side of things, when we open that up, I want to see what we got here, is things like this, where you have the holographic, Look at all those different options for it. Glitter, all the different options for glitter. The glitter is the one that we use a lot with this. When we're color matching for other people, that's what we'll do, is take pictures, videos of this and send it to them and go from there. They also have a bunch of flock. And then they also have this electric, which is pretty sweet too. We've always had fun making those. And then am I missing anything else? Oh, yeah, the metallics. The metallics, the sparkles, and the twinkles. So you can see all the different options there on it. So wherever you purchase your vinyl from, I highly recommend reaching out to them and getting color charts. This way you can actually see what it's going to look like. It'll give you a better option. I know there's plenty of stuff that we see online and we're like, is that any good? What does that really look like? And so we don't get it because we're not sure. Get a sample thing like that, and then you're able to do it for it. All right, let's see. What am I missing here? We'll get in here. Let's see. Alan says, I got that guide. Yeah, I mean, it's a great guide to have, isn't it? T-Sound says, I just used Caesar glitter today for those cheer uniforms. Rips good after the border's done. Awesome. Which catalog is that? Is that from Stalls or Caesar? So I don't have a Stalls one. That's from Specialty. So from Thermoflex, and then from Caesar's on those. Brian said that he has embroidered with both. Let me move this so I can read part of the screen. He's embroidered with both glitter and standard HTV. Once it's sewn on, we heat presses and it gives the designs more depth. Love that. Love that. And Barb says that she does the same thing. I missed who the book was from. So the first one is Specialty Materials. You can reach out to them directly if you don't have a vendor that has one in stock. But yeah, reach out to them and say, hey, I need the big HGV Bible. And I think it was like $10-$20, something for it, but it's worth it. The catalogs for Caesar ones are usually $5 to $10, but if you go to shows, sometimes they have them. You can get them there and they'll just hand them to you. So, always ask, because those are lifesavers on it. Oh, you don't know if they do the basketball texture anymore? I don't know either for sure, Alan. I know it's in their book, so I don't know. We'd have to Google her up and see. Yep, Barb. I'm not sure if the price is different, but it works great for applique. Very, very nice. In my opinion, if you don't own a DTF printer, vinyl is always winning for small run orders. Well, and here's the thing: is that's a topic for a completely different show because what's best for small run things. HTV, absolutely, you can use it for small run stuff. That always comes down to the detail, right? How much detail, how many colors. So when you get into small run things, you don't have a DTF printer. What are your options? You can order prints, obviously, but you're waiting on time for it. You're paying for shipping on it. The other things is there are options to print, on vinyl in-house and cut it. They last. Is it going to be the greatest? Probably not, but it will get you by, especially if it's more for a disposable shirt. In your other option, there's the white toner as well. The metallic is fun to sublimate on. Yeah. And that's the thing is there's so many options of things that these products weren't created for, but people figured it out or tried it out. And then it's like, oh, you can go ahead and do that. They gave me a book like that at a show years ago without a storefront. I really don't use it. And see where we use it from a lot is just to see the colors. Like we just used it going back and forth with a client on oranges, right? Because they weren't sure which orange they want because there's not a real orange. So you've got a couple oranges in here. So you've got this translucent orange, which will change color depending on what it's on. And then you've got kind of this, what is that? The ember orange right here, and then the copper. And we traditionally use the copper for our orange because I just like the look of it better. But we wanted them to make sure that they liked what they were getting. So here, take some pictures, took some videos, and they'll decide which ones they want to go with. And that's where it helps out at, to be able to use that on something that to give the customer the option to know what they're getting. And maybe I can close this book back up and put it back in here. I don't know if that's going to happen or not without me thoroughly making a mess over here. And we'll see. Let's see. I have that one. Don't like the look you get. It's really nice. It really see through the orange one. Yeah, that translucent orange is weird, isn't it? Been playing with the UV color change. And here's the thing is there's totally all kinds of different ones do it. Rhinestone World has a huge supply of vinyl. Starcraft, another place that has a huge supply of vinyl. The best thing you can do is order it in, test some stuff out, see what you like, see what works for you, and then be able to get it. So, for the most part, there are tons of types between the glitters, the foils, the metallics, the perforated. There are so many different types of HTV that you can just get lost in it, right? Like, okay. So that's why I say, it's not going anywhere. Just for those reasons alone of the amount of things right there, it's not. There's no reason to think that, it's going to, I don't need this. If you're using it, you're a hack. You're not a real decorator. And I'm telling you, that's 100% wrong. That stuff is not going anywhere. There is no reason to think that it is going to go anywhere, and that's we're just going to debunk that, right? Just done. We know HTV is not going anywhere, anytime, anywhere, right? Like for legit. That's just what it is. So when it comes to equipment needed, right? Let's move there. What equipment do you need to produce HTV transfers? Well, if you're going to produce them, then you need a computer, you need software, and you'll need some type of cutter, whether that is a Graphtec, whether that is a Cameo, whether that is a Cricut, whether that is a Solo, you need some kind of cutter. From there, you will also need some kind of tool to weed this, whether that's your fingers, whether that's a pick, whether that's a hook, whatever it is. And then you'll need a press to be able to press that onto the garment, the bag, whatever it is, the substrate that you're making. Now, do you need all of those? No. You can get by with just some design software and a heat press, and you can order transfers. Stalls does it. We do it. We've got a couple different businesses that we work with that we handle their DTF needs and we handle their glitter needs because they don't offer a whole lot of it, or on their lower run things where it's like, hey, this is what we need. Can you help us out with it? Absolutely. So we'll go ahead and do it. Then you're just pressing it. So it's just like anything else. You don't need to invest the money into the equipment if you really don't need to. If you can have a source that we can cut things for you, and you're just able to press it, I mean, that's it. Because there's not a whole lot to this. A good quality heat press will get you super far in this game, and then you can just add equipment, as it goes on to it, because it's gonna expand with you. That's just science or science. Yeah, that's something like that. Because when you get a cutter, not only can you cut HTV, but then you can also cut decals, and you can make stickers, and you can do all kinds of great things that are in that, and you'll be rock solid, ready to roll with it. So now, what did we say? What were we talking about? We talked about why it's not dead. We talked about the types of HTV. Now let's talk about maybe some situations where HTV makes sense to use. Right? Is that cool with you? Any other questions, comments, concerns that we got in here? How we got it for it? Let's see. Well, Rick, thank you so much for giving us a follow over there. T-Town says, I used it for blankets once and they were okay with it, but I don't think I'll ever use it again. Should sell it. Use what again? I used it for what did you use for it? And that's the thing. On some of it, yeah, it's going to have a heavier feel for it. HTV definitely has its own rabbit hole, just like TikTok. Absolutely, Alan. I could not say it better. Now, how do you store yours and how long do you think it lasts? Can a controlled environment? We've had HTV that, 5 years. 5 years. I know for a fact that we just did press something that we've had on the shelf for 5 years because it was a lime color and we used it for something else and it did there. Now, for us, we built, and I'll have to take pictures of it because we redid it, but we took all of our cores, right? Because we can stack up our boxes. Like the StarCraft stuff, we order by the master roll. So we'll get the master roll, it comes in box, and we have the boxes stacked. When we're ordering stuff, here's the other thing too on HTV. If you don't need a lot, if you only want to order by the foot or by the yard or by 3 foot, 5 foot, whatever, you can order it by that. Most suppliers will sell it, as small as a foot, and you can go from there. So when we order what we need for a job, we can order it, we can have it here the next day. What we did is our cores from our big vinyl, from like our 54-inch vinyl that we use, for our print and cut, we cut those down and we made shelving units when we glued them all together. So it looked like a honeycomb. So we could take rolls, and I've got one that's sitting right here. So like up here, I've got it. Here's the stuff. I can pull it off there. Like here's the Twinkle, right? Here's the Caesar Twinkle color fuchsia, and there's a couple other there. But I have them in a tube right here, and they just slide right in there, and that's what they do is they hold it all in there. So that's what we do is we have it stacked up that way. Barb says, I emailed Special Materials to find out how to get the catalog. Awesome. Caesar has the best hook, I think. I'll take it. And Tim, I have a cube unit under my counter to store my HTV and sign vinyl. I keep it on hand, vinyl colors that I use the most. Absolutely. The orange. Oh, yeah. Was that the translucent? Yeah, there's a very specialty product on it. I switched to a tote and I put a silicone bag thing. We've had it in stored, if you're stored temperature controlled, you're going to be fine with it. I think they said 3 years on it, but we've had it last longer than that. All right. So what are some situations where it makes sense to use HTV, right? Because it's not right for everything. If you're doing a bunch of one color stuff, reach out to me. We'll do screen printer transfers for you. There's no sense in you weeding that. Same way with 2-color. You're doing a bunch of 2-color, reach out to me. We'll do it full color. Yeah, don't layer that stuff. We'll get you transfers made for it. But where's it really effective? In those small batch orders. When it comes down to it, it is very economically inefficient to screen print small orders. It just is. You're not going to take the time to burn a screen. You're not going to take the time to set it all up and do one color for 5 shirts. You're just not going to do it. So you're going to find another method to do that. Whether you order transfers and you ship it out and you order it and you're waiting for it to come in, or you're cutting with vinyl and you're doing it in the house. Small batch orders, it makes tons of sense to be able to use the HTV. Now, when we're talking small batches, what kind? Like those custom orders. What do we talk about? Names and number drops. We put a store together. We'll do it, I think it's next week. They're waiting until they get the pennies in. But where parents will put in, for football, for the practice jerseys, whether they want a name and a number on it or both. And it's just fast to cut that stuff out of HTV. Way faster to cut that stuff out of HTV than it is to run everything through the DTF, run it through the powder shaker, everything, get it all set up from there. It just is easy to type up some stuff, print it out, weed, and be done. And I think last year we turned around 72 jerseys in 2 hours, I think is what it was. We went up at practice. Everybody had dropped everything off that they needed. We came home. We had a list of things that we'd already had that they did. So I think there was only maybe 15 or 20 that we got new orders there. But then we had most everything cut beforehand, but then cut, weeded, pressed back up to them. And they were just blown away with it. It's like, hey, it just works, right? Now, what's some other things that you can do with it is those mixed media designs, right? As people hear with embroidery, they're using the HTV with embroidery. They're using that specialty material with it. They're adding a pop to it, whether that's a metallic, whether that's a glitter, whether it's a foil. They're adding something else to it. So mixed media designs is where HTV can really shine as well. Those craft projects, right? You just want to do that one shirt, go for it. You just want to do it, make it for yourself, knock yourself out. Use the HTV you have laying around because it's sitting there, and we all have that scrap bin that we're going to use someday. The someday, never day, that's the bin that it never goes in. But you can have those for those little craft projects. The other thing is those quick prototypes. It's like if you're testing something, right? I need to make a sample for for school or something. Pick it out for a business. If I can just cut it out of HTV and show it off, be like, yeah, here's a sample of it now. When we go to production, it's going to be made this way, this way, this way, but here's a sample so you can see what it's going to look like. So it works out really well in that. What else can we do? Hey, those home businesses, man. I'm telling you, for the first 3 years and now back out of this, we've been working out of the house. We've got accustomed to it. And yes, it can take up space, but you don't need a lot of space for it. You don't need all the roles. When you set up your jobs correctly, and you set timelines for them, don't let your customers set timelines for you, 7 to 10 day turnaround time on it. I can go through and see I need 13 feet of this. I can order that up. I can do it in there. And there's not a whole lot left to be left on hand. So if you're just working out of your home, HTV, man, you don't have to worry about, do I have enough room for the DTF printer? Do I have enough power for it? Do I have enough room for all the other equipment? You don't need to worry about that. HTV. Lost my train of thought. Sports. We just talked about that, and that's why I think I lost my train of thought. On the name and number drops for things, it's just ridiculous to be able to do it because of just how quick and easy it is for it. And with that comes uniforms, right? Names and numbers on the backs of uniforms, easy to do with HTV. The different seasonal products, when you look at it, go through right now. We're, even though we're still in August, fall is here on commercially. They're already talking, all the back to school stuff's done. We're already seeing fall commercials. Starbucks has already dropped the pumpkin spice stuff. So, the seasonal things change with it. You're able to, pop up and make new designs with it and just be as easy as that. So there is so many opportunities that are out there with HTV. It's never going to die. Those opportunities are never going to go away, and HTV is never going to die. All right, let's check in. Oh, yeah, I guess I could pull that one down. Excuse me. Yeah, so Corey doesn't like the hook. I like the hook. Our tools, I think she likes the straight pick from TRW, and there's a couple other picks that I've made from pick tools that I got from Harbor Freight. Name drops, yes, all day long, twice on Tuesday, name drops. And Barb said, posted a couple pictures of Spiritwear using HTV vinyl and Todd's Business Success Group for sublimation. Thank you so much for doing that, Barb. Love seeing that. And we'll go check that out. Darren, I'm always for using a new football shirt for the game. Yeah, why not? Right? It's super simple. And it saw how you feel TV. Thank you. I did 7 shirts for a local college student, one color, front and back, simple design, vinyl, 12 by 15 sheets, front and back, one on each. DTF would have cost more to order, and it made no sense. And that's the thing. While DTF when it comes to transfers and things, one of the things that we have to look at is not just at price, because we have to look at the labor side of things as well. How long is it taking you to weed something? How long is it taking it to cut? How long is it taking to press? On the DTF side of things, how much is shipping? How long will it take to get here? So you combine all those efforts, and when you are all of those things to know which one is the best for you. And right here, it made no sense to do it, and that's why I said there's a time and place for everything. It's just another tool in your box. Don't knock anybody who uses it. It is super, super. Like me, I'm an HTV guy. I just will be. That's where I cut my teeth at on it, and I'll never turn it away, and we'll use it all the time. And Chuck says, what do you use to cut your HTV, or do you use it on the VersaCam? So let's start with the VersaCam. What is the VersaCam? VersaCam is, we have a 54-inch eco-solvent printer that can do signs, banners, decals, printed HTV. It can do all that. It has a built-in cutter. That built-in cutter, it is not the greatest cutter. It does not like fine detail. So a lot of times on our fine detail stuff, if we're printing something, we'll print from there and we'll run it through the GraphTech. Now, as far as other cutters we have a Solo, we have a Cameo, we have a GraphTech. The GraphTech is probably the go-to, I would say 99% of the time. The Solo, Corey is going to get more into using that on her cup side of things, and we're setting up her station just so that she has that, but it has been super user-friendly. We can send things from Corel to it, and it works from there. Cameo, you get the Cameo Connect, and you can do the same thing with it. You can send things straight to the Cameo for it. When we first got started, we had I think it was like $150 eBay special, and that was 15 years ago, and I think we went through 3 or 4 of those before we finally upgraded. And the last reason was that we couldn't cut flock correctly, but we knew that people were super successful with the Cameos cutting flock, and so we got a Cameo just to cut flock. So there was times, a couple of years back where we had the GraphTech go on our old crappy Killer Bees, because that's what it sounded like on those. On those stepper motors, it just sounded like a mob of angry bees just going all to hell on that. But we had both those going, the Cameo and then the VersaCam. And the Cameo, there's so much support out there. That's the biggest thing too, is finding some equipment, and whatever you use is finding the support there behind it for it. Pumpkin spice, man, pumpkin spice everything. Hobby Lobby's already putting Christmas stuff out there. That's right, yeah, you go with it. Where do you get your cut strips from? Cut strips the last time, I think I just got them from Specialty Graphics. Renee, what's the place that's in St. Charles? That's Specialty Graphics. And the reason being is they're a one-day ship from us, and I think they have everything there. So that's what I look at a lot of, is most everybody is going to have the same. It's going to have the same stuff at the same price, and what it comes down to is how soon can you get it to me. I will spend more if a company can get things faster. I'll spend more if there's a great service behind it and it can get to me in a reasonable time. But anymore, if I can't get something in 3 days, then it's without having to upgrade to expedient shipping or service to process it. It's tough. If I order this here, because it's in stock stuff. If it's custom stuff, I totally get it. But on that, you're pulling it off a shelf, throwing it in there. We'd like to get it faster. So when we can order, I think through Specialty, as long as I have the order placed by like 3:30 today, I'm a one-day ship, so I have it tomorrow. So that's who we use for it there. All right, let's see. What's Alex have to say? With a home-based business, should I always have a 7 to 10 day turnaround? What do most people say? It's completely up to you, Alex, but I would still do 7 to 10 day business turnaround. Why? Let's say you had to order stuff, right? And let's say you're ordering shirts. Like today, we had to order stuff, and it had to come from 3 different warehouses. So some stuff will show up tomorrow. Some other stuff won't show up till Friday. We wanted it faster. We were going to have to pay that for it. But today's Tuesday, right? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Right there is 3 days. So now we got to make sure to check everything. It wouldn't be until Monday till we actually, got to the stuff, because depending on what was delivery. So we're already at business day 4. So we're checking everything, cutting everything. That's 5 or 6. So it can be tough. I'm a firm believer 7 to 10 days turnaround time, maybe 5 to 7, but anything less than 5, you're paying a rush fee for it. Not my fault. Your poor planning does not constitute an emergency on my part. So there's rush fees. If somebody needs something less than 5 days, they're paying a rush fee for it. The quicker they need it, the higher that rush fee is. You need something today, yeah, you better hope it's in stock and that we have everything, and it's 100% rush fee, which means that was a $20 shirt, it's a $40 shirt. Why? Because you need it today. I've got jobs that are already booked out for this. If we can get things in sooner, we will, but I'm not going to rush to put yours through because you decided to wait. So I'm 7 to 10. I have no problem with that at all. And Barb says, I use my Cricut Maker to the most for cutting HTV. I also have a Cameo Pro 4 and a Brother Scanica. I use the Cameo for cutting rhinestone flock. The Cameo kills it on flock. I mean, I love it. Loved it on flock. Yep, Specialty Graphics. Yeah, and that's who we use, and they're really good for us. And Wendy says, off topic, are you going to sell the ugly Christmas DTF packs again? We are. In fact, they're still on the site. If you go under DTF, ready to press DTF transfers, those are still there. And we'll be adding more this year for sure. It sounds like my BN20. That bad boy will print amazingly slow. I mean, it prints amazingly, just slowly. And Monday is a holiday. Yeah, Monday's a holiday, so we're not counting that day anyway. T-Town said, and Sandmore site was down all afternoon. I couldn't get my order in today. So it's back up now. The only reason I noticed that is because I remember I seen the screen this afternoon where it says, I don't remember what it said, but I'm looking over the terminal that it was on, and I see now the rotating screen. So Sandmore is back up and open right now. You're very welcome, Alex. T-Down, Myra's complaining about that all day. Yeah, and so it comes back in the afternoon, right? Are you going to glitter DTFs? No. So we did, right? So glitter DTF, we did it. We started having issues with the new stuff that came in. Like the film wasn't taking the ink, so it was needing a different profile. It was putting too much on. The rollers were picking up too much glitter. Too much glitter was coming off in the shaking process. And it really didn't give the greatest glitter effect. Washability went really down too. So there was a lot of things that we didn't like on us. We're sitting on 5 or 6 rolls of it that is just not any good. And so until we're comfortable promoting something again, we pulled it from our site. I'm not going to sell something that I'm not comfortable with, which is 100% the reason that we're not selling any glow in the dark, because it's such a fad, and it will only, on the glow in the dark stuff, black will not glow in the dark. Navy blue will not glow in the dark. The lighter the color, the more glow it's going to have. So the darker the color, it's just not going to glow. So that's why we're not going to carry any of the glow in the dark stuff. But maybe one day we'll be able to do glitter again, just not currently anytime soon, because hey, it's just not working the way that we thought. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to put things down there. So let's see, what else do we got on here? I kind of went through and looked at a couple different case studies for it, because I found some. One, here was who is it? Urban Styles. So Urban Styles started as a home-based business and now has an Etsy shop with over 10,000 sales. They needed to offer custom designs with a quick turnaround. They chose HTV because it was easy to use, it was cost-effective, and it offered that high-quality finish. So what was the outcome of them? The brand has seen a 50% increase in custom orders and glowing reviews regarding the quality of their prints. They're using HTV. Sarah Miller, who's a textile engineer, she's got 10 years in the textile industry, specializing in garment decoration technology, says that HTV allows for quick prototyping and immediately quality check, which is essential in today's fast-paced fashion industry. So, see, another reason to go ahead and use, to use HTV. We've already used the case study for high school, or pick any team for sports. Any team needs jerseys for pick it, soccer, football, baseball, whatever. What do they usually always want? We need stuff cheap, right? And we need personalization on everything. Each player needs their own stuff. So the two things you don't want to hear: everyone is going to be different, and they want low. Well, HTV is cost effective for things like that, and it has a great ability to easily customize names and numbers for it. So most always you're able to stay within those budgets, and maybe you can sometimes have a little left over for it. Now, Mark Roberts, owner of Mark's Print Shop, a small print shop offering multiple garment decorations, says that in their experience, HTV gives small businesses the ability to compete with larger businesses through the low upfront cost and versatility. So we talked about there's a low cost to get up into it. So there's plenty of reasons to have it. I can't think of a reason not to at least experiment with it. So, if you haven't done HTV, if you haven't used it, if you haven't worked with it, I'm hoping that, tonight gave you a little more insight on what it is, how to, why it's still alive, why it's not going to die, different situations where you can use it in, the type of equipment that you get. Hopefully we got all your answers there for you. And with that, hey, what are some cues? What are some cues that you have for me? Throw those questions out. Let's see as a group if we can come together and answer those questions for you, because I really do appreciate everybody taking their time to come and join us. And, we try and do this every Tuesday, 5 p.m. Means a lot to me. While you're here, make sure to hit that like button. Those like buttons, YouTube really likes when people hits those likes buttons, and it really helps me out too, because hey, it does. All right, let's see. What do we got there? Let's see. Deep down, so they said, "Tell me what was in your cart," and I said, "I don't know. I had 4 orders in there. Oh, and if I had it, I could back and order the phone, but I didn't. Oh, that sucks." I wasn't impressed with the glitter HTV film either. Yeah, and that's the thing is, we had one really good in the time. Oh yeah, glow in the dark. Do we have glow in the dark in here? I don't know if the Caesar was in here for glow in the dark, to be honest with you there, Brian. I'm going to look and see. I don't see it in here. Glow in the dark. We did, yep. Oh, no, that's a PSV. Glow in the dark. Yep. Easy weed. Glow in the dark. There it is. Glow in the dark. You can't see it there. We did. It's always fun to do that at Halloween. The other thing with glow in the dark is you can sublimate on it, so that's kind of fun. But being able to, the Halloween designs are always fun, and that's when we'll start seeing more of the glow in the dark, is the Halloween time of it. Glow in the dark HTV with glow in the dark embroidered thread has a nice effect. Ooh, Barb, I want to see some of that. Show me some of that. And oh crap, it's a holiday. It is a holiday on Monday. Monday is a holiday already. And glitter DFT trash. To use HTV is less of a headache than white toner printer. Absolutely 100% correct. I will 100% agree with that. It's pretty straightforward. It's cut weed pressed. You think it's okay to run one shirt. You think it's okay to run one shirt on Spiritwear if you've got one order for it, even if you were planning on yeah. And that's where a lot of it comes in your setup of your store. How are we going to do this? Hey, here's the minimums to meet for this decoration method. Here's the minimums excuse me, to meet for that. But for a lot of our stuff, we used HTV for years. And even before DTF, when we had multicolored stuff, I don't think I have one handy over here, but we've got a team that their logo was 3 colors. We would do printed HTV on it. It was super simple weed on it, but yeah, we used the Caesar Hi-Fi matte, my favorite HTV to print and cut on. And we use that. And that's what we use for all of our full color logos. Before DTF, that's what we used. And I love the stuff. And we never had any complaints about it at all. And yep, glitter HTV can be sublimated on, which is an awesome effect. And the colors on it are phenomenal. We might have to do one of those again, where we'll show, because on our specialty stuff, so we'll print. The other 2 things that we have on glitter is we have a rainbow glitter that we print on, and then there's kind of more of a flat silvery glitter. So we'll print on those. Sublimating on glitter offers some amazing colors, and the way that I sublimate on isn't the same way that a lot of people do. A lot of people will sublimate on the garment itself, so they'll cut the design. Let's say we're going to cut a butterfly, and we're going to put it on a shirt, and then we'll put the pattern on it, and we'll sublimate it there. I don't do that because, that's exposing that shirt to a long press, because you still got to do the prep, the 400, 365, whatever it is, for 45 seconds to a minute, whatever you're pressing at there. But I would put it on a piece of parchment paper. I would do the sublimation part of it. I'd pull it off, and then from there, I would use the transfer tape and pick it up and then apply it to the shirt. So the shirt is just getting tacked on just how the normal HTV does, and it's not getting there for it. So, Lori, in fact, if you go back, God, it's probably been 3 or 4 years now, back through Tuesday with Todd's, we did a test on sublimating on HTV and on the glow in the dark. We did it on both of them, and it was right around Halloween time too. But we did a glow in the dark sublimating on there. And Brian said, color print PU easy is great. Print cuts HTV super thin, stretches and weeds great. And did we have issues with it? I want to say we might have had issues with it. Or after they reformulated it, because then they did that a few years back. We still just stuck with the hi-fi matte. Love the way that turned out. T. John said, I run into it when using transfers and get on hoodie and transfers don't fit. So I use HTV so I don't have to order a small size or a gang sheet. Yeah, because that's the thing is on a hoodie, if we haven't thought about that, you got a normal print on there. Well, on a hoodie, you have the pocket there. So sometimes, you need to make some adjustments. I haven't tried sublimating on the glitter HTV. It's pretty cool. And the colors on it are awesome. I know we did a video on that because we did it both ways, printing on the eco solvent printer on the glitter and then doing the sublimating. And the sublimating just came out much richer. It looked pretty sweet on it. So if you haven't, go ahead and try it. But all right, let me know. What was I going to say? I don't know what I was going to say. I don't know. Okay, so that's it. Anybody else have any questions? HTV, let me know. I think we had some good info out there tonight. Everybody, if you haven't done HTV, you feel a little more comfortable with it. Let me know what kind of projects are you going to try with HTV next. Put those down in the comments as well. Rest of this week, tomorrow is Wednesday, so we'll do morning mindset. We do that every Monday, Wednesday, Friday morning, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, where you show up and you bring your 5 things. What are 5 things that you're going to accomplish for the day? You're going to make the list. You're going to write it out. We're going to talk about that in the day. Then Thursday, we have a bundle drop. This one will be a breast cancer awareness bundle drop. So we'll do that this Thursday, and we'll get that out there for it. Do giveaways. That's what we're doing. Next week will be another Halloween bundle. This will be more kid-friendly. And next week is also a holiday, so there's a 3-day weekend come up. So make sure to get out there and enjoy that. Next week, short week for us, really short week. We're off on Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we'll be in the office. Friday, we'll be on the road because we're headed down to Joplin, Missouri for the Misfit Makers birthday bash. Now, it's about an 8.5-hour drive for us, and we had people that said, hey, you're passing through. Why don't you stop through and see us? If we did that, I don't know what time we would get down there because there's a stop in Peoria. There's a stop in Springfield. There could be a stop outside of where the hell's that? Brian, where are you at? Outside of St. Louis. And then where's Kelly at? Outside the Ozarks. So, who knows when we get there. But we're trying to see as many people as we can. We'll be going live from the road. So that morning mindset, if you've ever been around for those ones are stopping. That's what I was just thinking. I got to look at the time, what time we leave and get out, because we've got to be down there. I think it's 7. If we get out of here at 8, just depends. It depends on time. That's what it really comes down to. It'd be a late lunch on Friday or a normal lunch on Sunday. You let me know. What works better for you. Alex has got a question. How do people sell your bundles? Well, most of them won't resell bundles. What they'll do is they'll break it down into shirts. And so they use those as sample shirts, which I always recommend. Hey, get the bundle, use it as sample shirts for yourself, your friends, your family, whatever. Take pictures of it. But you don't even have to do that. You can go to our website. You can right-click, copy, save on the image that has the mock already, and you can sell right from that. Hey, I'm able to make these. Boom. Because you don't need to order by the bundle. You can order by the bundle. You'll save, of course, and get everything in there. But if you only want one design, you can go in and order just one design. You can order 10, 20, 30, or 4 of that. You're good either way. All right. As we get closer, we will figure that out because I think it might be a Friday lunch thing. Otherwise, I got to figure out football on Sunday. That's the kicker. Because if we stop there, we'll figure it out. But I think Friday might be, because I don't think if we're not going to stop in Peoria or Springfield, then we can stop there Friday. I got to make a big thing for it. All right. You guys have an amazing night. Like I said, we're going to do this every Tuesday. Next Tuesday, Canva. Oh, cheesy. Are we going to talk Canva and people are going to get peasy? Probably. Probably because, some people say it's a garbage program, and other people say that it is that it is the best thing ever. And I think it can be another tool in the toolbox. So we're going to talk Canva next Tuesday. It's hot. How does that sound for you? Remember, you can find all of our links over at fatdadcd.com, and we do this every Tuesday. We're back tomorrow morning with a morning mindset. So until next time, folks, peace, love, press on. We will see you guys next time. I got to hit the button. See you guys.